stunning new mould from Into Resin. I say stunning, I've only tried the top so far and realised what it is, and now I really need to show you. This is amazing. It's a dragon pot. I'm going to be using deep cast resin. Now, the reason for this is, one, I've got some open, and two, I'm still getting questions about deep cast resin. Now, I don't know how much this takes. Into Resin haven't marked these ones up. They are from their fabulous handmade range. But I'm going to mix up quite a bit, knowing that if I've got any left over, I'm sure find somewhere to put it. And it can sit for a little bit in my little cup, degassing while I do other things, which is going to entail colouring in the eye in there. Deep pour resin, it's 2 to 1, so it's less viscous, it's a thinner mix altogether. It debubbles really nicely on its own, particularly because of that. Look how runny it is compared to a normal resin, and you can see when it's all mixed up properly really easily because it declouds. Now, deep pour resin is intended for chunkier makes, so it's not necessarily just the depth, it's more the volume of the resin. So if you've got a mould that you think that's quite chunky, a bit concerned it might flash cure if I use a regular resin, then go for your deep pour resin. Be guided by the instructions on what your regular resin says, and if it sounds like it might be a bit much for that regular resin, then dig out your deep pour. This is a particularly good one I find to use. Amazon USA and UK, I'll put you the links for it. It's a really nice resin. So there we go, that's obviously mixed up really well. I can see the bubbles are starting to come up already. Now I am going to mix a little bit of colour in with it. And for this, I'll be using Damselfly, which is a fantastic dark green, and it is from Create and Bloom. I want it to be really transparent so that you can see the sparkle on the mould. However, I want it to be quite dark, so I'm going to use quite a bit of colour because I want to be able to colour that eye in. But look at that. The Create and Bloom range of pigments for resin and for eco casting powders never cease to amaze me. That is just, look at that. And it didn't need much to make it that deep either, did it? That is amazing. So I hope I've got enough there, because otherwise I'll have to mix a bit more up. But anyway, we're going to let that sit for a minute and finish degassing. What I want to do is I'm going to colour in the eye, but only the eye. I'm filming outside, so I'm getting bits all over everything. I do apologise. I'm going to colour the centre of the eye in with this. And this is an ethereal powder. It's by the Tiny Turner, as stocked by Wendy at Toonfish Crafts. And I'm only going to colour this in. The rest of the mould I'm going to leave just as is, because I want you to see the sparkle that the mould does on its own. Then I will be doing a bonus make, as you could call it that. I'm going to be doing another one in which I will cover the entire thing with either ethereal or chameleon powders. So there's the eye. Now what I'm going to need there, because I want it to be, ethereal powders are see-through. So because I want that to be solid, proper solid blob of colour, I'm going to get some black ultraviolet curing resin and put on the back of it. So I'm just making sure I haven't got any where I don't want it. So I'm going to put the black behind it. I have covered the whole thing. I haven't tried to leave a bit for the pupil, because I should be doing that with a pen later. So let's just make sure I've got enough black in here. Now this is a pre-made black ultraviolet curing resin. So you know that it's not going to be so black that it won't cure, which is what tends to happen if I mix my own. So there we go. Right, I'm going to get an ultraviolet light on it. Yes, I am outside. If the sun comes out again in a minute, it might cure itself. But I'm going to make sure with my big lamp. This mould is slightly translucent, so I'm going to try and cure it from the other side as well. So I'll be back with you in a couple of minutes. Right, so that is cured. Nice and firm, and we're just going to go in with this fantastic dark green. Now there is a lip under here that I want to make sure I haven't got bubbles trapped under. So I'm going to do a bit of tipping around, but I'm being a little bit careful because I don't want to dislodge the that blob of black ultraviolet curing resin. So hopefully that's done it. See a couple of little bubbles coming up there. And this is the body of it. I'm not going to put any colours of any other sort in here. We are just going with the damselfly. And it looks like I've got quite a bit left over. So I'm going to find something to pour that into. And I'll see you later when this is cured. Right, we're back inside in the kitchen and it's demold time. And I've already demolded the eye, which is the lid. Look, that worked. I've got a little bit of gold where I didn't want it, but I think that's okay. Isn't that fantastic? And that screw thread, that's what I was quite intrigued by. Screw top jars do vary a lot, but I found that all the into resin ones, the screw tops work. Now, I have got a couple of little bubbles trapped in the screw top, but I think it'll still work because as they go in rather than out, it shouldn't stop it working. Oh, scales. Now, of course, what you're wanting me to do is another one of these with the chameleon powders all over it, aren't you? I know I want to. Right, let's open this up. Should we do it two makes in one video? I did think I might do that, didn't I? That's satisfying. Oh, isn't the pop nice? Does the screw top work? Oh my God, straight on. Oh, isn't that nice? And you'd get quite a bit of stuff in there. That's a good size, actually. I like it. Right, let's finish this top off. I'm going to leave the sides just as they are, I think, because I like it. But let's put some detail into the eye. Right, let's put an eye in. And these are alcohol markers, so it shouldn't scratch off either. Of course, the chameleon powder definitely won't scratch off because that's actually fused into the resin. There we go. I might put a second coat on that, actually. I don't know. I'm going to put a little white dot here because I think that always brings things to life a bit. Here we go, that's actually an acrylic marker because my cheap alcohol markers seem to be dying on me. Another coat in. There we are. I'm going to let that dry now and I'm going to put some ultraviolet curing resin over it. All right, in the meantime, should we make another one? We're going to cover the entire thing with a beautiful chameleon powder, which means it's matte and gloves time. Ta-da! I've had a lot of queries lately about these mattes, by the way. I think I caused a buying frenzy on Amazon and they've sold out. This is a half size one. I cut it in half. They're big normally, heavy duty. They're really quite thick. And I don't know when they're going to be back in stock. I've got no way of finding out. So I do apologise. I will put in my Amazon store an alternative if you fancy purple mattes. They do them in a lot of colours actually in that range, which are a little thinner and flimsier, but they're a lot cheaper. So I'll put that as an alternative in my Amazon store for now until these are back in stock. And out with my Toonpish box. And we've got to decide. Now there's a colour actually called Dragon. I suppose we ought to do that one, hadn't we? I've been doing a lot of the chameleon and holographic lately. So where's Dragon? Oh, first one out. Now this is a chameleon flake. So it should be quite dramatic, I'm thinking. We'll probably get a flecky effect to it. And then shall we use Imp for the eye, which is an ethereal flake. And I've got a bigger brush for putting those in with. And in case I miss any bits with the Dragon, I have got, what should we have? I need a powder leather. That coordinates well. And that's for filling in any gaps. And Imp, I think, Supernova. There we are. You'll see what I mean in a minute. I've got a big brush as well. I'm going to find a smaller brush somewhere just for doing the eye. But the rest is going to be so easy. It's all just going to be one colour, really. Right, we're going to turn it inside out. Now, these, although they're big, chunky, sturdy moulds, they are also made of this, I think it's even food grade, fabulous silicone that is really easy to turn inside out. And to avoid getting it all over my mat, I'm going to put it on a bit of paper. Actually, no, let's put it on a bit of actual paper because then I can turn it, I can flip it, can't I? And there we are. I can flip it and any that I dust off, I can put in little pots so I'll end up with a mixed mash of colours. Right. In with the Dragon first. Now these are chameleon flakes. Look at that. It's from the Tiny Turner. I'm sure you've seen them before. I use them a lot on my channel. You get them, look at the static taking over. Isn't that mad? Anyway, yes, oh, let me use the big brush for this. You get them from Wendy at Toonfish Craft is probably the easiest. You can get them direct from the Tiny Turner herself. Emma does stock them in her store, but I know that Wendy is the official stockist for us resin people, so why not go to Wendy at Toonfish Craft? So I'll put you the link. Oh, look at it going everywhere. This is extreme static taking over. Silicone does tend to, it's all over my hands as well, look. Should have got a bigger bit of paper too. I'll try and get it off the mat into the pot. Incidentally, although you don't need a respirator mask for this bit, with all this stuff floating around, it is harmless in that it's non-toxic and all that sort of thing. But do you really want it to get into your lungs if you're breathing, which most of us tend to breathe, so I would suggest at least a dust mask. Because no matter how safe something is, you don't want it in your lungs if it's not meant to be in your lungs, do you? I am getting through rather a lot of chameleon flakes here. I am going to try and scoop up what I can and put back in the pot. And as you probably know, these are high-end flakes. They're not the cheapest on the planet, but look at the effect. There's a reason for them not being the cheapest on the planet. But just be aware that if you're going to do this with one of these pots, it takes quite a lot. So you might want to sort of practice and learn with some budget flakes before you go hopping straight in with the proper fancy ones. But look at that. Oh, I say. I don't mind whether I get some on the inside or not, to be honest. At the moment I've got some. I'm not going to try and get all the way up. Might just dust a bit on it. Because that is going to be the inside of the pot, so maybe let's just get a little bit of sparkle on it, but it can be black, that's okay. It can just be black. That's going to be the top, isn't it? So we do want some on that. I'm trying to picture what's going to be where. Let's put that to one side. Where's the lid? Now with this, I want to get my smaller brush. In fact, let's use a makeup applicator and try to get the ethereal flakes into just the centre. Now this could be tricky because of this static thing that's going on. It's gone everywhere. We're going to have a bit of imp all over the place. Never mind. Now, as I said, I'm going to go over with a powder. So if I've missed any bits, as you can see, it's not complete coverage around the edge of that pot there. So I'm going to be going back over with an ethereal powder in this case, a chameleon powder in that case. So we should get a proper complete coverage. Quite a lot on my brush here. I'm going to spread that around. Now I could turn this inside out as well. But I'm not going to because I think I can get around it easy enough anyway. Before anybody says, oh, it's all right for her, look at her chucking all that powder around. She doesn't have to pay for it. I do. I order this properly from Toonfish Crafts. And I do pay for it. Wendy does send me a little gift every so often, which is very kind. Thank you, Wendy. But I promote this product just because I believe in it and it's amazing. Everything I do, I don't just promote stuff that I'm on commission for. I only promote stuff if I believe in it. If I'm on commission for it too, that's a bonus. It helps my channel out a lot. It means I can afford to do this, to be honest. We all know crafting is expensive. Filming equipment is expensive. I honestly couldn't do it without your buying me coffees, the memberships, obviously the AdSense money from Google, and the kindness of suppliers, and when you all use my affiliate links to buy stuff. I really couldn't afford to do it without all of that, and the super thanks and all that sort of thing. So thank you ever so much. Anybody who subscribes, watches, joins the membership, buys using my affiliate links, all that sort of thing. Rest assured, I won't recommend anything to you if I don't believe in the firm that sells the product or it's the product itself. It's got to be the complete package. I only recommend to you stuff that I buy or would buy if I had to myself. And that is irrespective of whether I get paid or not. That's a bonus if I do. So all I'm doing is using the powder just to have a quick go over in case there's any bits I missed. And as you can see, there's a full coverage there. Now, the next thing to do, obviously, is have a good clean up. And then we'll get some resin in that. And I'm just going to pour in some deep pour. I'm going to colour it black. Just something to be aware of. When you turn your piece back through, your mould back through the right way, it's going to send bits flying again. And you will probably end up with them in places you didn't want them. That's the wrong side, isn't it? That was the edge. I needn't to worry about this edge. It's the top. You all knew that, didn't you? Right, as you can see, filled them up with resin. I've gone for the deep pour because I just thought that would be on the safe side with this pot. So I'm going to move this to somewhere
where it can be curing, because it's going to take a couple of days. It's not as hot as it was here, so I'm going to move it somewhere safe to cure. Right, I'll see you for the demold. I've made some tadpoles too. There you go. That's what I did with the leftovers. Right, I'll see you later.
Hey, time for weird lighting because it's dark in my kitchen now. Let's have a look. Oh, look at that. We just need the centre in the eye. Lovely. It's fantastic. I managed to not get any bubbles around here this time. Oh, that's good. Let's do the trick to unmould a pot, and that's twist. And out it comes. Always turn your mould straight back through the right way. Doesn't do them a lot of good being left inside out. Oh, look at that. I have to say, this is a lovely mould. So there we go. We've got 2 mould makes. I will put the eye in the centre of this one next. Let's try this pen, because I can't find my other black one. Yep, there we go. Brush tip pens are so much easier for this sort of thing. Of course, some people say that the pupil of the dragon's eye should go the other way. Could do. Go on, the mythical beasts, you decide. I just think, I don't know, it just looks better that way to me. There we are. We're just going to put some UV resin over the top of that to make it shiny once that's cured. I just think it adds a little bit more realism if you go over with a layer of clear. Of course, we could have put a layer of clear in first, couldn't we? That's a thought for next time. And this is the fast curing one from Let's Resin that's actually meant for gluing stuff to the bonding one. Just making sure that gets all down to the edges. There we are. So I just need 5 seconds of zapping. Probably overdone that a bit, but never mind. There we are. So what do you think, everyone? I reckon we've got 2 really amazing pots from that mould. I can't believe how well the top screws and unscrews. Now, what a little tip for you. If you buy any jar type mould that's got a lid that either just sits in or unscrews, don't put the lid on for a couple of days. Make sure there's no stickiness left in the resin, because they can actually stick themselves on. So by all means, pop it on to see if it, there we go, to see if it works, but then take it back off again and leave it for a couple of days, I would suggest. How isn't that gorgeous? Right impressed. Well, thank you very much, Into Resin, for sending me this wonderful mould. And don't forget, everyone, there's a discount code down in the video description for you. That's a whole 20%, which is amazing. I'll also put your links for everything else that I've been using here as well. So, hope you enjoyed that one. See you for the next video, coming right up here. I'll see you over there.